All right, Coach, is 101 better than 100?
Yeah, hey, it's we're 1-0 today. All right, that's the mantra. The rest of the year is just try and win the day and go 1-0 today, and we are. And you know, we set we had a reset. You know, we're going into the last 12 games. It's a 12-game season. We're 2-0. You know, so that's all we're going to keep preaching and keep fighting and keep playing. You know, hard as we can.
Mastro Magic continues.
Yeah, he's got two OT ones, and the place it was a fun game to win that way. You know, you don't ever want to as a coach. You'd like to win it like last night, or maybe make it not as stressful. But yeah, huge clutch goal there by Mastro.
Your thoughts on TJ coming in the third?
Yeah, you know, it just felt like it was right. I thought it was just I mean, Crosby didn't play poorly at all. I don't think that we were down 3-2 because of him, but I mean, I think I made it abundantly clear that TJ's my guy, and it was a night that I wanted to get him some rest. We didn't go the way we wanted it to for Cros. I think the team, unfortunately, played really poorly in the first. It's probably one of our worst periods of the year, and we just kind of found ourselves chasing the game. And it just felt right, you know, just change the mojo up a little bit and put our horse in. It's done a lot of really good things for us, and see if he could get in there and win us a game, and he did. It was the right call.
Final one for me is 2 penalty shots by 2 captains in the same period. Have you seen that before?
No, I haven't. That was pretty crazy. And good for Donor. Donor's really been gripping it to score, right? And I didn't have a doubt in my mind who I was going to pick. And you know, he's a kid that's going to lead this program for a while, and he's doing a great job. And I was happy for him. He had a breakout night. He had a goal and 2 assists, and hopefully he doesn't look back.
Coach, we've asked you in previous seasons how you feel about goalies getting, you know, back-to-back on the weekends, and then, you know, they have the rest of the week before going back out there. And you said they're out there on the ice, they should be able to play. But was this something that maybe TJ said he needed time off?
No, TJ would never. TJ's a complete psychopath. He wants to play every game. That it was my call, right? I thought that a few Saturdays, you know, in Cato, RIT, he looked like he was a little bit mentally fatigued more than anything. He's played a lot of hockey, seen a lot of rubber, and so just a couple Saturdays in a row where maybe he wasn't his sharpest. I wanted to give him a rest. You know, we have a huge series coming up in Alaska, and I got him some rest. I got him 2 periods of rest tonight. He came in, he shut the door. He was tremendous. He made a huge save, I think with his bare hand. With about 2 minutes left in the game. So, again, you know, sometimes you make those decisions and people question them when they don't work out. Tonight, it worked out.
Do you think you would have done that if the penalty shot didn't happen and it would have been a tie game going into the third?
I was thinking about it on the bench, yeah. If it was tied, I was thinking about doing it as well. It had nothing to do with the penalty shot. That was a nice move. It had nothing to do with Ben. It had nothing to do with Ben. Ben was good. And Ben's a great kid and a great teammate, and he got a start tonight. And again, it ended up working out. You know, maybe not the most, you know, traditional mindset. You know, putting in a new goalie down a goal going into the third, but he's been our guy all year, and I wanted him to go in there and win us a game.
Coach, Ryan Alexander, he's been in the top 6 for a big part of the season, scored a goal tonight. I mean, how has his play? What has been your take on his play this season?
He's been awesome. He's been a tremendous freshman. He's got 8 goals right as a freshman. That's really good. You know, and that was the first goal and the game tying goal from Benji. It just what we're trying to get our guys to do so much more, and it's hard to get them to do because we do possess a lot of skill. Is just throw pucks at the net, just throw it at the net and go to the net, and good things happen. And that's all Donor did was just turn around and rip one towards the net kind of blindly, and RA went to the net with a stick on the ice and scored a goal. And then Grando did a great job winning some battles and feathered a backhand on the kid's pads, and Benji went to the net with his stick on the ice, and it's not rocket science, you know. So if we commit to doing that, we're going to win a lot more games this year.
Coach, I'm wondering with the Como hit that he took, you know, it seemed like that was a spur of events that, you know, you thought you were maybe going to get a 5-minute power play, and there were a couple other reviews that didn't go your way with goals being taken off the board. I mean, sitting there in real time, I mean, how do you kind of still muster up the guys to be able to...
Yeah, it felt like a lot of things were working against us. You know, a couple goals called off. I didn't think the one in the second should have been called off. Ducky got pushed into the goalie. We ended up scoring on the penalty shot, but and then the one the third donor, I think he high sticked it, so I think it was a right call. But it just felt like some magic was working against us tonight. I don't know what the call on Mastro was. I mean, he went in, almost backwards, and it wasn't. I don't know. I don't understand it, but we got through it. We got through it, and I'm proud of the guys. It was a really good team win, and we haven't won one like that where we kind of are struggling. We're chasing the game, and we find a way to win. And so it's a big step for a young team. People forget how young this team is. It's one of the youngest teams in college hockey. So big step for a young team.
And it didn't end up mattering because Eckerly ended up tying the game, but because of the Como penalty and then Mastro with the offsetting one, how do you kind of control guys in the moment there to not take what eventually could have maybe cost you, a power play there to maybe tie the game up?
Yeah, I mean, again, I didn't think it was an undisciplined play by Ducky. He was just going in and finishing a check, and he went in backwards. It wasn't high. The kid had the puck, so I don't know why it was interference. I don't know. You'd have to ask the ref. I don't think it was an undisciplined call or play, but again, it all worked out. Again, really bad first. Credit to St. Thomas, they're good. It's a good hockey team. They've got some really good wins. They're playing really well in the second half. I think they were 5-3-1 in their last 9 games or something like that, in a good league. So they've got some really good wins this year. They beat Michigan Tech on the road. It's a good hockey team. And Rico's going to get that thing going really, really quickly.
What do you take from this one, going back on the road for first time in a couple months, going to Alaska next week?
It's going to feel good to get out on the road, and and hopefully, we'll see if we get caught back or not. But it's going to feel good to get out on the road, and we love this here. And this is a great weekend to get back on track at Mullet. Great crowd tonight. Give them something to go crazy about, and a really cool comeback win. So we feel good about that, but we're excited to get out and just be with each other, I think, for the first time in a long time, and go up and play a really good team in Alaska.
Coach, you talked about the Jacksons earlier, maybe coming into college hockey a little early. Is this their best weekend?
I think it probably is, yeah. I mean, they could have had a few tonight, and that's another kid like Silly had a couple chances, and once it goes in for him, the floodgates will open, kind of like they did for Donor tonight. But Jacksons were really good. People forget Dylan didn't play last year. He had a broken sternum and missed the year, and they probably went into college hockey at Northeastern a little too early. They're young. They're going to be here for 3 years. So they're huge pieces of our present and enormous pieces of our future.
Last question.
Do you anticipate bringing the Vegas jerseys up north, or is that just going to be?
I'll have to ask Alaska if we can wear white, but yeah, the magic's still in them. So I believe you probably haven't seen those for the last time.
Robert, for you first, Mastro Magic, I'm calling it now. You got something going on where you can win in overtime, or what?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just those jerseys, honestly. It's 3 out of 4 games in those. I scored a big goal, so, I mean, we won 4 out of 4 in those jerseys, so I won't take any credit. The boys had a really good third period, really good second period, and came out on top.
200 feet end-to-end to win it. Explain it.
Yeah, I mean, I gave it to Como, and he kind of let me wind up. He said he was just going to let me and Josh do our thing out there, and he was going to stay back and defend, so I saw that, and I took it, and I looked up and just had one guy to beat, and he turned the wrong way, fortunately, and I got in and saw the goalie open his legs and just threw it right in 5-hole.
Josh, penalty shot to tie the thing up. Your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I think obviously it's a tough play that it got waved off first with taking one away from Ducky there, but I mean it's something that they put confidence in us in that move. It's a move that I've done since I was a kid, and when you got pressure like that, you kind of just got to fall back to what you're used to and just what you're comfortable in. So that was the plan there.
Have you played in a game before where you've had 2 penalty shots in the same period?
I don't think
6
so.
minutes apart or something.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Both by captains?
Yeah, no, definitely not.
How big is this win?
This one's really big. I mean, obviously after the last couple of weeks, we've kind of been in a slump here. So just getting back here, getting a sweep, and kind of feeling the energy again in this place, it'll help propel us into next weekend also.
Both of you guys are just, obviously the power play numbers this weekend and continued recently have really been there, but it seemed like moving the puck around was a little bit better and you guys had some chances. Do you just feel that eventually just one's going to go and that's going to kind of get it revamped a little bit?
Yeah, I think you gotta have trust that eventually the floodgates will open when you get one. It's obviously something that we're frustrated with right now, but I mean the best power plays in the world are missing 80% of the time, so you gotta kind of take that into extent where you're not always gonna be perfect. You're getting opportunities and momentum off of it, and it's all you can ask for when you're not scoring.
And I would say Coach Powers mentioned that this first period was not one of the better ones you guys have played this year, but were you expecting that kind of a surge too? It seemed like St. Thomas was able to just get into the attacking zone on every rush.
Yeah, I mean, every Saturday after you beat a team on Friday, they come out harder, and it's always a harder game on Saturday. And yeah, we didn't have a great first period, and we were working a lot on just letting things go and kind of forgetting about stuff like that. So in the locker room as a group, we kind of just discussed, like, let's forget about that. Let's go out and just win your next shift, win your next puck battle, and then we'll go from there.
And what did you think, Master, of your penalty that you took there at the end? Coach thought it was a clean check, but I was just wondering what you thought about it.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I hit him pretty good. I haven't seen the replay yet. They called interference. I thought he had the puck, but I could be wrong. But I thought it was clean as well.
Great hit.
What do you guys, after a much needed sweep, what's your guys' mindset going to be going up to Fairbanks where they have a really good hockey team?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we played them last year at the end of the year when we were ahead of them, and they kind of took it to us and ended our season. It's something that a lot of guys took that very lightly in our locker room right now. They're a good team, and we're gonna have to bring our A game, but hopefully feed off this and feed off the confidence of a big comeback win like this and our performance on Friday night and carry that into next weekend.
Coach mentioned that it's now a 12-game season and your team is 2-0. Have you guys seemed to have kind of bought into that a little bit and kind of put back, the record of the previous games?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we got 10 left now, and like you said, we're 2-0 in the 12-game season we have, and it's hard obviously not to think about all those other games, but like I said before, we just got to let them go and let everything that happened in the past go. We can't sit back and think, oh, we should have won that game, we should have won this game, and it's just let's go out there and go 12-0 in the next 12, and we're off to a good start.
Are you guys having fun right now? It looks like you're having a whole bunch of fun on the ice.
Yeah, I love playing with him, so it's me and him have a lot of fun out there. I mean, I gotta love the game, gotta have fun, or else you're not gonna be able to play your best.
Talk about Mullet. You've been here now for almost a full year. How does it feel?
Yeah, it's obviously something it's special. I mean, coming into games like this and seeing that you got a full fan base behind you is obviously something super special and something we don't take for granted. I mean, can't really speak for Ducky. He got an opportunity to play in a nice barn the last couple of years, and it's obviously a little different than Oceanside, but just the fan base and the people that are willing to come out to support us, it's huge, and it kind of makes it's what makes it more fun when you're not winning games, and it gives you that little bit of an edge to come back and win some games like this.
Coach mentioned that bringing TJ in, he felt that there was nothing really on Ben, but it was just something that he felt was right. Did you guys kind of feel a resurgence of, especially how the second period ended, that because TJ's now back in there, that you guys still had a chance to win that game?
Yeah, I mean, you could put any three of our goalies in the net in that period, and I think we have a chance to win that game regardless. I mean, obviously TJ did 11 saves every shot in the third, so we needed that, but I think, like I said, you put Gibson, Ben, anyone in that net, and I think we're going to win that game regardless.
Yeah, I think that on to Ducky there, like, obviously TJ's been unbelievable this year, and it takes away a lot of Gibby and Crosby because they're exceptional goalies that just really haven't been given a chance because of how good TJ's been. So, I mean, any one of those goalies goes in the net at the end of the game, we have trust in them. So I think it's the confidence in our goaltending, and like Ducky said, TJ made 11 saves at the end of the game, and before that, Crosby made some huge saves to keep us in it. So you can't really blame either one of them. They both played great tonight.